Welcome to the podcast.
That's how we're starting it.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything else.
It's very straightforward. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a
it gives
pro.
all of the information you need right off the bat. It's welcome
Yeah.
at what to what? The podcast.
Yeah. So it lets you know that it's the beginning and that it's a podcast.
Yeah.
Which is all the information.
So anyone
that
that finds the audio clip randomly just on a weird website clicks play, they know what they're getting into right off the bat. It's the beginning of a podcast.
Okay. So they know to turn it off.
No, of course not. They're going to... Well, okay. Now that they know more information, like 1, I have a handsome voice.
Okay.
2, I have a rude co-host. And 3, that it's episode 105, and they think 105 of a fucking podcast. These people must be rich. These people must be loaded.
These people must be both rich and popular.
Yeah, they must have so much going on if they have time to have a weekly podcast without skipping a single week. I'm all tired of talking. Let's just do that.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
Okay, hold
Fair
up.
enough.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Because we have to go like boom. And then we go. And then this is not as good as Slow Smog, who fucking killed it. The last episode.
Thank you for that.
That's good music.
It's okay at the most.
That's a good intro. Slowsmog.com. I mean,
No.
Slowsmog.
Bandcamp.com.
Why doesn't he have a fucking website?
He might, for all we know.
He doesn't.
Have we looked? I don't know.
No. Well, we haven't looked in because I'm so confident the little fuck does not have a website.
Well, you haven't paid him enough to get one. So, yeah.
Aren't you getting enough streams to pay for a fuck? They're like $11 a year. Well, the Australian, actually, they're probably like $5,000 a year because your whole economy is fucking broken.
Can I observe something?
Sure.
For a long time, when we first started dating, you were very proud of the fact that you'd never dabbed.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No, I remember.
Do you remember a time not that long ago when you were proud of the fact that you had never dabbed, and you were like, the good news about that is that the whole dabbing phenomenon has really died down now, so now I'll never need to do it. And he's doing it now. He's doing it right now.
Fucking doing it
he's
right
doing
now.
it right now, and now you do it every single week.
Let me go over here too. Over to the left side and then over to the right. There we go.
It's really, the appeal of it is really caught up to you, what, 4, 5 years after the fact?
Explain what I'm doing right now.
He's, what is that? You're kind of winding up to a dab?
I'm winding up to a dab every time I do it.
He's winding up and then he's dabbing.
There we go.
I wish this was a video podcast so bad.
It will be once you finally move here. I don't know what's taking you so long, but I want...
I can't think of any global issues that would be affecting
I can't either. That's why I'm bringing it up. I'm beginning to take it personally.
any global, legal, political issues that might be
I'm starting
happening.
to take it personally.
Well,
Have you
should.
considered the fact that it's just the flu? That you should just get on the fucking
Have you
plane
considered
anyway.
the fact that my brother Johnny said that it was just the flu? And
Yeah.
I believe him.
I believe him because I'm horny. I
think is why he believed it.
I'm horny enough to call it just the flu at this point. If it means that you'll be here beside me, by my side, if you will.
Oh, a self-reference then. If I may be permitted to be a little blue on the podcast,
Okay.
a little X-rated.
Yeah.
It's gotten to such a point where I have not had human contact for so long that last night I had, and I told you about this, an erotic dream where someone sucked on my toe.
Yeah. And also the person, hold on, well, let's not just glaze over this dream because it's actually quite funny. You had a dream that someone was trying to kill you.
Yeah.
And then in the midst of trying to kill you, they were like, I think I'll kiss you instead.
Well, okay, no. In the midst of trying to kill me, I was running away, and I was like, I can't keep running away from this person forever. I better distract them with microphone talk. And I just started talking to them about microphones
Hell
and
yeah.
showing them all different microphones. And then they were like, oh, I don't want to kill you anymore. I want to kiss you. And then it turned very hot, and then my toe was being sucked on.
Now, they, I believe, were a beautiful woman.
Yes.
That's rules to me. That's hot, if I do say so myself.
Of course you think that. It was a beautiful woman who was interested in microphone
to
talk
hear about
and
microphones.
willing to suck a toe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I love microphones. Which one am I touching right now if I reach over here?
That is the RE20.
Wow, look at you. And then this one
the
over
Electro
here
voice.
is the...
That is the Shure SM7B,
And
of
then
course.
the one we're talking
obviously.
into right now.
This is the Rode NT-USB.
Look at you.
We need to go, everyone.
I don't... Yeah,
We have to go have some private time.
We scurry away. Just my little feet slapping on the hardwood as I scurry away to go take a fucking cold shower. I can't believe my girl knows the difference between an RE20 and a 7B.
If you all hear a wet slapping sound, it's simply his feet against the floor.
Well, yeah, I'm sweaty and I'm running.
I'm running.
And I'm barefooted. This is All the Space in Between. My name is Mitch.
My name is Billy. Welcome to another episode.
Welcome to a podcast. That's our new intro. Sorry, Slow Smog.
I love it. I unironically love it.
My new thing is introducing our show just as a podcast.
Welcome.
Giving no
it's
other
a
detail.
podcast. You don't need to know anything else, right?
No, not really. Other than this is episode 105. Thank you so much for listening. This is an advice podcast. This is a email reading podcast where we crunch into your kosher little dill problems and give our little briny solutions to the pickles that you are in currently, the conundrums, whether they be about relationships, whether they be about gastrointestinal issues, or whether they be about art.
Our three specialities.
We love them all.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of them. All the space in between those topics.
Yes.
I'm now convincing people that's why we named it that. Even though, if you think about a podcast name,
Yeah.
it's one of the best podcast names, in my opinion. Did you? Sorry if you all heard that, but Billy faced to the microphone and decided to burp directly into the capsule. So I don't know if you all heard that burp, but it was... Are you okay? Do we have to move to a gastrointestinal question so you can keep it relevant?
I'm fine. It was just, sometimes when you talk about our podcast name, it just makes
me want to retch. Yeah.
Yeah.
It brings up some trapped gas I have.
It was actually mostly puke that you just had.
No, I saw some dribble.
Yeah.
It sounded like it had the air had to push through something wet in order to get to where it was going, which was, again, the capsule of the microphone that I bought you. So there's that.
I really didn't move my head away at all. I'm sorry.
Our podcast name rules. I still think that like 2 years into it.
I think it's really good.
You and I are in a long distance relationship.
Yes.
A lot of the time.
Currently, most of the
time. Currently a lot of the time.
Currently too much of the time.
We're at the 8, almost 9 month mark, unfortunately. Yes. Because of
personal reasons.
Yeah. We got into a fight. How bad would you feel if we got into a fight and then I said, like, I think you should just go, like, stay with your mom for a bit. And then the pandemic hit or something. Like, what if that was the reason that we were, like, apart?
Oh, shit.
Because I was a little peed off for, like, 10 seconds. So I said, why don't you fly home and just kind of see your mom for a bit?
And you get stuck there for the best part of a year.
For a year, yeah. It actually, I'm going to actually start getting upset if we talk about this more. But like, 8-9 months, it's funny at this point still. 8-9 months, it's like there's lots of people. There's a whole hashtag about it, actually.
There is, yeah.
About people who are stuck not being able to see their partners because they're just lumped in with all of the tourists who are not able to travel.
Yes.
You can't get your visa. You can't do anything like that. But what the fuck was the point of this? It wasn't to say the hashtag. What was I saying?
You were saying that 8-9 months is still kind of funny.
is still funny. Is still cool.
Yeah.
But knowing that we're a few months off from a year.
A year is where it stops being funny for me.
A year, I actually want to fucking hurt somebody. Are you kidding me? 8 months,
no
fine. I wrote a
funny.
song about that shit. It doesn't matter, right? A year?
A year is no.
The longest I've gone without having sex
Yep.
since I started having sex. What the fuck is this? This sucks. Like, what the
really
fuck? It's been almost a year.
What the hell?
We're one season away from a year. It's
God.
terrible.
It's awful.
All we have is this podcast with a really good name, which is my original point.
Oh, yes.
2 years
Yes.
later, I still think that our name is good and cool. All the space in
it's
between,
really
and we're
good.
in a long distance relationship. Plus, we cover topics of this and that. It's not a one topic podcast.
No, it's many topic podcast.
Many topic
Yeah.
talk cast, couples cast, with that couple happened to have been in a long distance relationship. All the space in between is a great fucking title for a podcast. It's a great name
It's
for a
really
podcast.
good.
It's so good that if you wanted to tell your friends about it, that would be awesome. If you just want to like tell them just the Cliff Notes version of the podcast. Wow, the name is so good. You guys are going to really like it a lot. Tell your friends about the show.
It's a great name for a podcast. We spent a good deal of time brainstorming names before we started, and we didn't really know
bought
what
a
the podcast
whiteboard.
was. We did. Yeah, we did. That's true.
We bought a whiteboard for this.
Did we buy the whiteboard specifically just to brainstorm on?
No, I think I got it for the merch room, but we used the whiteboard for it a lot. We were like writing stuff down and being like, this, but this, but this.
But this element, but no, that one's not, And then we finally settled on this one, and I still love it. And it's beautiful, and it looks really beautiful on our pins, I think. It's really good because it sounds like a very serious podcast that intelligent people would listen to.
All the space in between.
But it's actually a very stupid podcast that intelligent people listen to. Should we start answering some emails?
If we must.
We don't have. We can do whatever we want.
Episode 105. Yeah, we could really. It doesn't matter. You're listening to the show, and we do appreciate that. And we're kind of just filling space for you to all that space in between you leaving and then arriving to work. That's the real. That's the true
space in
meaning.
between you getting into bed and falling asleep.
Yeah, exactly. All that space in between, we take up that space, which is cool of us.
That's where we slot right in, yeah.
I was going to read the first question, right?
Yes.
Okay. This one is just called Regarding My Significant Other. And it goes, hello, my wonderful humans. How's your day at what? I'm already fucking this up. Hello, my wonderful humans. Hope your days have treated you well. I love you both, and I hope you can supply some glorious advice to this question. My pickle. Recently, my significant other has been getting on my nerves quite often. They're quite loud and overbearing in social situations. Example, screaming and yelling most things they say and jumping on me and around like a child. This sounds terrible. With our friends, but I feel like if I talk to them about how much it bothers me, it'll come off as I hate your personality. We are very much in love, but I truly don't understand how an adult can act this way. If there's any productive ways to go about this without hurting feelings, please let me know. P.S. All the Space in Between is my bedtime podcast and the first thing I listen to in the morning. What albums have you both been listening to recently? With love, this person's name. I like how they gave us a little thing at the end to be like, I got a question for you, even though the email was a question to us. You don't have to
you
sneak
have to
in
add
something.
another one in. A little cherry on top.
Yeah, it's like when you're like having a conversation and you respond to a question, but then you ask a question, you know?
Yeah.
They just asked two questions.
They asked a question and they asked another
unrelated
question.
It's the first thing I listen to. Now, speaking of listening, what have you been like? I'm on like Jeopardy or something. Go for it.
Me?
Yeah, start out.
Which part? The main question or the cherry question?
Let's get the cherry question out of the way.
All right. What albums have you both been listening to recently? Well, an album that I listened to 3 times today is Triptych from 1978 by Eliane Rad. I don't know how to say her last name. Radigue? Radigue?
That was
Anyway,
the 70s noise artist you were telling me about, right?
it's the 70s noise artist that our friend Sarah recommended me to, and it sounds a lot like just if you left your refrigerator running for a long time.
Yeah, I love that.
It's just a loud ominous humming sound really for a full hour, but that's what I've been listening to for the past 2 days because I've been writing a lot, and it's brilliant writing music.
Wow.
But as far as actual music goes, I have been slamming Kate Bush Hounds of Love recently. Yeah.
You're a Kate Bush fan.
Yes, as of last year, yes.
A Bushian.
Yes.
As everyone calls it.
I'll say it. I love Bush. I'll say it loud and proud.
People, you're like meaning that to sound gay, but it sounds like you love George Bush to me. And it sounds like you love someone who's committed terrible war crimes.
I was actually meaning it to sound like George Bush, and I didn't even consider the gay thing.
Oh, really? No, of course that's not. I remember, look, when I was, this is 2004 during that election, I was 14 years old. Jordan's mom had this joke. This was when Bush was running with Dick Cheney. And on election day, there was this joke going around amongst the adults. Jordan's mom had shared it with us, and I thought it was very funny and clever at the time. And she was just like, "Oh, are you guys taking, are you guys joining the world in taking a vow of abstinence, a vow of no sex, right? Blah blah blah. No sex today?" And we're like, "What are you talking about?" And she says, "No dick or Bush." And we're just like, "Oh, wow. We forgot you came up in the 70s. We're saying Bush was a thing." That's cool to me. That's actually hot to me, cool Jordan's mom.
Oh, God.
I like that. Tell it again. That's what I said in the back of her fucking minivan.
Get out. Get out, Mitchell.
You have to walk to school now. Good. It's raining. I need a cold shower. That's reference to needing a cold shower in this episode, by the way.
It is.
What have I been listening to lately? Easy answer. The album Black Rain by Dark Lotus.
Oh, yeah.
I've been just playing it nonstop when I get exercise. I've been trying to get my steps in lately. And to be more active in like cardio, not just getting steps, but like jumping around and going back and forth and stuff. I'll put on a Dark Lotus album and then just rap along to it when I'm jumping around, just back and forth, just in my house. Yeah. To get like something closer to like proper cardio, and feels amazing. And I know the whole album start to finish. So know every bit of it, still love it now. It's a bad Juggalo album, so don't feel inclined to check it out. But it's Dark Lotus' best album, in my opinion. Black Rain.
I feel like when people are like, "So what albums have you both been listening to?" They kind of expect us to say something like
good,
cool and indie. Like they're like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of that." And then I'm just like, I listened to a humming noise for 3 hours, and you're like, "Well, I listened to a Juggalo."
A Juggalo album from 2014 or 2004 or some shit from 15 years ago. You know.
This is the people that you're trusting with our advice.
You have to understand that Dark Lotus is a super group. Okay. It's Twisted and ICP, Blaze the Dead Homie, and sometimes Anybody Killa. Originally, Mars was a part of the group.
Oh my god. All right. Let's get to the proper part of the question.
All right.
How do you deal with a significant other who's fucking annoying?
Well, let's call it what it is. Your partner's a bit cringe, aren't they? That kind of sucks for you.
That's kind of bad, yeah.
Like, if I was with you at a party and you were just one of those, I guess we'll call them theater kids, who just were just loud, jumped around, and did a bunch of stuff like that. Like, I couldn't do it. Like, I can't do it. It's not who I am.
No, I find it overwhelming.
It's very overwhelming for me. And
Yeah.
I was around a lot of that in high school because being a little emo rat, bisexual little fucker,
Oh my god.
there's something about not being straight and then listening to emo music.
Yeah.
You're going to be friends with theater kids.
Well, yeah, you gotta be friends with the only other people comfortable wearing eyeliner.
Exactly. You have to be.
Yeah.
You have to be friends with theater kids, right? So the friends with a lot of them growing up, and I'm only targeting them because a lot of them were exactly like this, you know? That's my experience with it, and yeah, it's insufferable. Like it's completely uncalled for, and I don't like it. I wish your partner would stop, and I wish that those kids back then, 15 years ago, would have stopped. Hopefully,
Would
they've
have
stopped.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have any friends like this anymore, but I feel like that's only because I'm 27 now, and most
Right.
of my friends are 30 or older. So I feel like that is a trait most people grow out of or simmer down from, you know. But if you're kind of maybe just in your like early 20s or you know around the 20 mark, then I for sure still had a lot of friends who did act like this. Yeah.
34. Yeah, I reverse searched their. I did. I'm looking at their Facebook. It
Oh, okay.
doesn't matter
Okay.
how I got here.
right,
Yeah, 34.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, then that's bad.
Well, their significant other's 34. They are 19.
Oh.
So this is bad
well,
on
that's
some others.
illegal.
This goes in layers. With each new thing I peel up, this onion gets stinkier.
Sorry.
She's gonna belch again. I can feel it.
Oh God. I don't know how you. All right. What? I feel like we're missing some information here because what I want to know is like how long you've been with this person. Because I can only imagine getting stuck in the situation if like you know maybe you started dating when you were like kind of young, you're still in your teen years, and maybe everyone was kind of like that, and now you're a little bit older, and you've kind of simmered down a bit, and they're still just like that. I don't know.
Could
Or
be.
is it a new relationship and they're just like that and you were like, I don't mind, and now you're like, I do mind.
Yeah.
It turns out I mind very
you could
much.
you could have moved past that phase where you thought it was endearing, and now you recognize it for what it is,
Which is cringe.
which is cringe. Of course, it's cringe. Look at it. No, okay. Let me stretch to get some serious advice up in here. Most of what I said before is a joke.
Most.
So, serious advice. I think you need to maybe observe it more and see what aspects of it that you hate, because you could be completely in love with somebody and love them for who they are, but just not be a perfect match in a relationship, because the truth is how they're acting, it's not actually wrong. It's not actually bad. Even if you find it overbearing, another person might find it perfect. It might be completely fine. I'm not that person. The writer isn't that person.
Yeah.
So we all agree on that, but it still doesn't mean what that person is doing is wrong.
No, or bad or anything. No.
Though I do agree with this part that says we're very much in love, but I truly don't understand how an adult can act this way. Are they an adult like an 18-year-old, or are they an adult like a 28-year-old? You know?
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
grow a lot in those 10 years. And, you know, this is coming from us. A lot of these things that we say on the podcast is fucking ridiculous, right?
Yes, of course.
But to outwardly act like that amongst people at a party that's a completely different thing to me. So it's a little bit hard to say, but I think you just need to observe it more and see how you feel about how they act, but with no goal in mind to change that. Don't try and change that about them. If they're happy being fucking like that, to a lot of people, yeah, it could be overwhelming, and then to some it might not. So yeah, that's always been my thing. Don't try and change people.
No. No, unless you're, if you're only finding it like a little embarrassing, then like fine. I would say like, you know, if it's actually causing you like I don't know, social discomfort or something, you know, if it's actually like causing you to have a bad time, then I would, you know, maybe talk to them about it. But you could just talk to them about it in a way that's just like, hey, not that what you're doing is wrong, but sometimes when people yell at me and jump around, I find that very overwhelming or anxiety inducing or something like that, you know, like put the blame on yourself. Don't be like, what you're doing is bad, because what they're doing is kind of fine, you know. It'll be totally fine in certain like groups of people.
Sure. I wouldn't like to be amongst those groups of people.
Yeah.
But they love to be around each other. Mm-hmm. And that's completely okay. You know what's funny too is that I could perfectly imagine this scenario. I can perfectly imagine this person because I've been around it so much growing up. Mm-hmm. Someone who's just shouting all the things that they say and jumping around and being very overbearing, and that is I don't even want to, because I feel like there's a lot of people who would just be like, oh, well, they're that way because of X, Y, and Z, and that's also fine. I don't even think that it's so much of an issue that it needs to be like diagnosed or attached to anything. I've known so many people that are like this. Whether or not it's because of anything, that shouldn't matter. Some people are like this, some people are not. Some people enjoy it, some people don't. Mm-hmm. You sound like one of those people who don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So see how you feel in a few weeks, in a month, in future social situations. They might mature. They might not. It might not be a good match. It might be something that you gently bring up. But either way, I think most of my advice for most of these things is like, everything's fine. Everything's probably okay.
Everything's probably fine. You don't need to try and change people usually when it comes to harmless things like this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was some good advice.
Yeah, I'm actually trying this episode for some reason.
For some reason, I'm putting effort into helping people, I guess. Shall I read the second email?
Go for it.
Okay. This one is entitled, in all capitals, "Help! Everyone thinks I'm a 9-year-old boy." And he goes, "Hi, Bitch and Millie. It's me, Alien Kid, here with yet another pickle. Okay, so I didn't think I'd ever have to be writing this, lol. But a little while ago, I noticed some strange comments on my SoundCloud. Multiple different people have been asking me if I'm a little kid. My partner says that I need to change my name from Alien Kid to something different so that people stop thinking I'm a literal child, but everyone knows me as Alien Kid. Do I just change my name to Alien, insert something else here? I can't be Alien Girl or Alien Boy because I'm non-binary. Should I try Alien Cat? Alien Cowboy, perhaps? Help! Screenshots included below, feel free to include them if you want. P.S. I'm sorry for yelling, I'm just sick of people thinking I'm a little boy. P.P.S. You guys are seriously the best. Seeing you guys make art is such a huge inspiration for me to keep making my own art. Mitch, your music is always inspiring me to keep writing and keep creating new and interesting sounds. Billy, your photography makes me want to get back into photography like I was in high school. I love being a part of the Discord with you guys, and I can't wait until the next open mic." From this person's name, who is Alien Kid, obviously, as they said in the email.
Mm-hmm. We couldn't keep this person anonymous while still
responding
to this email, right? Because it's so prevalent in the
in the email,
in the email and in the problem, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But this is Alien Kid, I'll say it, beloved, a beloved member of the Flat Sound Discord.
Yes.
And very, very, very talented artist, listener of the podcast. We first were introduced to their work. Well, I was when their partner brought up I think they had a merchandise question, and they were like, "Hey, by the way, my partner really likes your work. Here's their Spotify," and I listened to it and like really loved it. I was just like, "Holy
you were like,
shit.
What the fuck?" I'm like actually blown away.
Yeah.
Like to the point where you told me about it.
Yes, I did. I was just like, "Yo, this is really good." I love seeing stuff like that in particular because it's like things that are like very clearly inspired by Flat Sound, but is doing their own thing to the extent like I'm completely biased. I like music that sounds like mine because it's the music that I make, so I think that it sounds good. I never hear it like you'd have to be ripping off like certain lines or melodies or something like that for me to actually take offense to it, because a lot of people will be like, "Oh, this person's just a Flat Sound ripoff." I was like, bro, I got that shit so much when I started. you're allowed to sound like your influences, and then you grow enough to create your own thing beyond that point. It takes a long time to develop a sound, you know? And as far as sounding like Flat Sound goes, I almost like never hear it unless it's a straight up ripoff. Alien Kid is a good example of something that I hear where I can hear the influence, but I listen to the recordings and I think, you're understanding this on a level that a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
The recording, you're panning things in a way, you're adding certain effects. The finished product, this is good.
Yeah, it's really good, and they do certainly have their own like individual style
For sure.
as well. Like
Absolutely.
it sounds like it's a part of that genre, but if I hear Alien Kid singing, I'm like, oh, I know who that is.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It sounds like bedroom music.
Yeah.
But they sound like Alien Kid
Yeah.
already, and that's great. Yeah, because you're making songs yourself, and you're doing it all by yourself. That's actual DIY, you know.
Yeah.
You're putting this stuff up. You're writing these songs, and you're doing it from a young age, you know, from just the passion of doing it.
Yeah.
And releasing it, and you already have this like very early understanding of what it takes to make a good song and make an interesting sounding home recording. So that's really cool. Does that answer your question? I spent 3 minutes hyping up Alien Kid and just been like, anyway, last question. Tapping my watch.
I guess we just like you as all.
Yeah.
We just like you and respect your craft.
As far as names go, what's your opinion here, though?
Sorry, I'm blown away by this question because it's like something that I would never consider is that just by having the word kid in your name, people would assume that
You're
were
a child.
an actual child. Yeah, an actual child. Like, you know, your project name is Flat Sound. People don't actually think the sound's gonna be flat.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
and then I surprise them and I cannot sing. So that's what they're. Oh, I get it now. No,
it's a pun.
He's way off key. Yeah, that's he sounds very flat when he sings. Yes,
but like it's just. I don't ever think a band name is literal. A project name, an artist name is a literal
names, they don't
like what?
Like it's almost weird to me when an artist name has like significant meaning, you know, or it just becomes a fucking phrase. It just becomes a thing. I went through phases of fucking hating the name Flat Sound, and I do on like a bi-monthly basis. I'm always just like, fucking Flat Sound, the dumbest names, like, but it's making me so much goddamn money. I cannot stop it.
I can't change it.
Fucking, come on. Wishing is an incredible name. Flat Sound
Obviously.
sucks.
Yeah.
It's a made up fucking, who cares? But it's true. You're getting comments lately that they hear your music, they see Kid, and their dumb little brains put two and two together, and they're just like, is this a child? I guarantee not everybody thinks that, and they won't continue to think that. But my surprising opinion here is that if you want to change your project name early on, you gotta commit and do it. If you're actually feeling strong, like if your partner, they're engaged now, by the way, right?
As of like a couple of days ago. Yeah.
Can we get a round of applause for the engagement that they posted about in the Discord? Congratulations. That's awesome.
Really cute.
So if you're a fiance, suggests in a serious way that they're like, oh, I don't know, maybe you should change it, and it's something you're actually thinking about, early on is the way to is the time to do that. Eventually you'll hit a point where like it would have been much better to change it forever ago. If I were going to change Flat Sound, I should have done it during the MySpace era.
Yeah.
Once I hit
about
Tumblr,
9 years ago.
it was done. You know, I had to be that forever. I had to just like start other projects eventually.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get rid of Flat Sound.
Yeah. That just becomes who you are after a while. But again, like I think once you start to gain a certain amount of recognition, people know who you are and what you do, so they know that you're not a child, you know. So like, and
your name no longer carries a meaning after that point.
Yeah, it's just the thing that means you.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. But the comments that they included are really funny. We didn't read them out yet, so I'll read a couple of them. But the first one.
Oh, are we putting them in the video?
We can do if you want.
Okay, first one right here.
This person says, "Hold up, is this a 9-year-old? Bye."
Cool.
And the second comment
right here.
says,
Hold on.
Yep. Coolest music I've heard in a long time. Are these children?
Already confused right off the bat.
To which alien kid says, no, lol, I'm 21 years old. And the person comes back and says, who is writing this? It can't be kids.
They're still just like, I love it. This is the coolest music I heard. Not children, right? No, it's not children. Well,
No.
it can't be kids. It's not kids. All right,
It's not kids. Where are you getting
I'm
the idea
pretty
that it's
stuck
kids
on
from?
the opinion that it might be.
I just confirmed it's not.
This is child labor. I've now decided. You got a 9-year-old to fucking sing this, didn't you?
And they've got the voice of an angel.
Yeah, just a talented little fucking 9-year-old. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
9-year-olds suck at things. Have you noticed that?
How they're not very good at stuff.
They're not very good at stuff or strong.
Yeah. Well, to be occasionally you'll get one that's like going absolutely viral on YouTube because they're like performing a violin concerto or something.
Right. But they've been worked to the bone since they were 2 years old.
That's the minority of 9-year-olds. Yeah. Not enough of them, really. So yeah, no, the vast majority of them, useless children.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. I don't even think that the word kid carries the connotation of like being a child. Like, isn't it just, especially in America, isn't it just something people say? They're like, go on, kid, pat on the back.
In the 1950s, yes, but
that's where most of my American culture knowledge comes.
It's still in like the 80s, it was the thing, and I guess it still kind of is. I mean, no one really says it anymore, but what about the video game on Sega, Kid Chameleon?
Yeah,
that guy was walking around with sunglasses. That was a guy.
That was a guy.
That was a fully
Guy Chameleon doesn't have the same ring.
Kid Chameleon sounded fucking dope.
Have you considered Alien Baby?
Comments. Is this a baby?
Is this a baby?
This can't be an infant. Alien infant.
Is this a 2-year-old?
Their opinion about the music is solely based off of just the artist's name. They're gonna be like, is this Chemical a Romance? Huh? What is this?
Wait, if you go young enough, because you go kid, all right, that's kind of cool. You go toddler, that's not very cool. Mm-mm. Alien baby, like, all right, that's pretty soft woo. If you get young enough, though, you full circle back around. You go alien fetus.
That's what I was gonna say. Alien fetus. No one's gonna assume you're a kid. You are a fucking grindcore band or something.
You are a 40-year-old man in a grindcore
band.
That's
maybe alien fetus is the way to go. But you do need to unfortunately change your genre if you do that.
Yeah, you do need to you get a lot more drums and a lot faster of them.
Recently, Alien Kid did something in the voice chat where they were like doing some scrams type shit. Like, did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
So
hear
maybe
that
it's not that's just a hop, skip, and a jump from Alien Fetus is going to be a thing, right?
It's going to be the scrams side project. I'm backing it.
We're running out of time.
Okay.
And we do have to talk about the last thing. So my opinion on this, don't let it sway you too much, obviously. Mm-hmm. I like the name Alien Kid.
So do I.
I think it's cool. Mm-hmm. And I think it could, I think you got to keep working, you got to keep grinding, and you're going to be a staple in bedroom music.
I believe it. I believe that it can and will happen.
Climb those ranks, climb those Spotify playlists, do something. But I don't think the name Alien Kid is holding you back in any way.
No, I don't. I think once you break out of the kind of bubble that you're in, those unfortunately, you'll always have stupid listeners, but they'll become much less frequent.
Yeah. I mean, some listeners of this very podcast are stupid.
It's true.
Let's name them.
All right.
I'll go one, you go one.
Okay.
Alien Kid.
And Toaster, I
guess. Calling Toaster is so funny to me. They've been calling him Toast for so long that... I don't want to name him anymore.
I'm using the full legal name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir Toaster. We gotta do the last question.
We have to do the last question because you were particularly excited about the last question.
I want to talk about it.
Are you gonna read it?
Oh right, yeah. Sorry, I got a little bit of heartburn. I've only eaten one bar today.
Oh God, I forgot about
They're called that because you can only have the one thing. They're called one bars because it's the one thing you're allowed to eat that day.
No, it's not true.
Yeah, you eat it when you're really busy. This one's called The New MySpace. And it goes, "Hello, can I interest you in a very short and random email? Did you all see that there's a, quote, new MySpace called Space Hey? Do you think it's a good idea to add yet another social media platform to constantly be checking throughout the day? Is it worth it? It even has a whole customizable CSS thing according to Reddit. That's it. That's the whole email. I'm too sleepy to add any pizzazz. Goodbye, this person's name."
All right. Mitchell's absolutely bursting to share some thoughts and opinions
All
on
right.
this, I think.
Mr. Social Media, Mr. Anti-Social Media.
Yeah.
MySpace is back with a vengeance. It's called Space Hey now. Spacehey.com.
Space Hey, yes.
SPACEHEY.com.
Yes, how you'd spell both of those words.
Well, it could have been hay, like what horses eat.
I guess that's true. It could have. Yeah, it could have. So, all right, first of all, you had not seen that there was a new MySpace called Space Hey.
Not heard about it. You had, though.
I had heard it.
You did,
yes.
and then you knew people who were already signing up to it.
Yeah, I was like, I can show you some profiles right now. I've looked around it, yeah. All of those people are furry artists, but they also had very cool profiles.
Very well customized.
Yeah, but yeah, about a month ago, one of my mutuals signed up to this thing called Space Hey, and they were just like, whoa, they're like reverse engineering MySpace, and like it doesn't have all of the features yet, or it didn't when they were signing up to it, but they were like, but you can make your cute profile and you can add friends and you can leave comments and it's MySpace basically.
This is old MySpace. This is 2005.
Yeah.
MySpace.
Old yeah, our era. So we logged on, showed you some profiles.
It's true. I went to the website and I was like, holy shit, it's like an exact replica. Oh my god.
And you went bananas.
I loved it.
We have to say that you went absolutely bananas for it.
So this is hold on. Like, this is funny. It's January 31st right now.
Yeah.
Meaning I will no longer be using Twitter.
Yeah, I guess so.
I said that a while ago at the beginning of January. I said I'm going to be moving on to other things. I don't like Twitter. It's true. I do not enjoy Twitter. It's very funny that there is this thing popping up that I learn about on January 31st that is really tickling me. It's really tickling me because
That's really funny, actually, the timing.
Just for the nostalgia alone.
Yeah.
This thing has been a fucking gift to my eyeballs. I look at it and I see people's profiles and I go, it's like when I was... It's so cute. Like, it's just so when you leave comment, you have bulletins. Remember bulletins? They were just, wow, it's so fucking cool. And now it's like all I'm thinking about. Now, let me start this off by saying it's good for nostalgic purposes.
Yeah.
And it's also good for the sake of not having an endless scrolling feed. Social media way back when MySpace was a thing then, it wasn't something you were... I mean, we were all addicted to MySpace, but we were really addicted to was like sitting in front of our computers and talking on AIM or MSN or something.
Yeah.
A lot of the talking on MySpace was very inconsistent, sporadic. It came and it went. You did a bulletin every so often, you know. But during an era where you would go out and do shit, you went out and you did shit. And you couldn't check MySpace from your phone or do anything like that. And you weren't endlessly scrolling to have some new content again and again and again. You were checking it whenever you could.
Yeah, just like at the end of the day.
End of the day.
When you got in from school.
See what you missed. You see if you had any new comments, any new friend requests, any new, you know, and any new bulletins that you missed. You'd leave comments and then you were done. Yeah. It wasn't this endless scrolling. It wasn't these ads. It wasn't these Pepsi sponsored this or that. So to recreate that to a T is so cute to me.
It's adorable.
So here's the next thing. This thing's probably going to get shut down. It's like, it should, I think it's illegal what they're doing, right?
I don't know how it is legal. Well, they've got like a little disclaimer at the bottom that's like, this is just for fun. And obviously it is just for fun. But I still don't know how you're allowed to do that. But then again, MySpace did lose all their servers, so maybe they can't even prove
they were
anything.
Who knows if it's your old
shit.
code?
Well, we actually lost the old website.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
It's gone. We must go on record and tell you and let you know.
Yeah.
We've both signed up to this platform.
All
if
right.
only to jump on the handles. Through the grace of God, if this thing pops off, I'm gonna fucking have flat sound. And you know what? I jumped on slash Mitch too.
Yep.
I know.
To tell you the absolute truth, not only did we sign up, we both signed up twice. So Mitch has flat sound and just
Mitch.
slash Mitch.
Slash Mitch. Fucking hell. I hope this thing blows up.
And I have Blossom styled how I style it, and I also have just slash Billy. Just Billy.
So I guess our suggestion here is send us some friend requests.
Send us a friend request on fucking Space
I haven't
Hey, please.
touched the profile. I'm like pissed off that I have to like, even edit this thing. So I probably couldn't even do it tonight.
Yeah.
But especially if you're older and you remember old MySpace, just check out spacehey.com. Just check it out. Just check it
look
out.
at it. Yeah.
And just go back. Just enter the time machine with us.
It's so good.
It's a fucking time machine, bro. And like,
because
they allow all the HTML editing you used to do, all that stuff. Dude, get out of here.
The cool thing for me is like I remember how MySpace profiles look very well because people have been doing stuff for a long time, like putting HTML on their Tumblrs to make them look like MySpaces and stuff like that. But so just seeing a profile doesn't hit me with that much nostalgia because I'm used to it. But logging into Space Hey and then you're on your homepage where it's got like the bulletin section, the settings, all of that shit. That was, and your like little notification panel where it's all split up into like different types of alerts.
Blew me away. Yeah,
I was like, oh, I'm home.
Oh my god, here it is! Holy shit! I think they did a really great job. I don't know how much longer they'll be around, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to fucking use this thing. But also, if I'm not going to be on Twitter, and this isn't a thing with with like a infinite scrolling feature. And you're not supposed to just invest like a ton of time into it. Like this is like what's sad too is that way back when on MySpace, on early blogging platforms, LiveJournal, Zanga, Blogspot,
Vampire Freaks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
the main purpose of these platforms was actually very social. And it was to connect with people.
Yeah.
And it was to give updates about your life. And it was very personal. It didn't become a thing where with scrolling, with algorithms, until years later. And it became a completely different thing. So to see something embrace another thing where it's not, their job is not to keep you on the platform scrolling past posts and ads for as long as possible. It's to give you a place to, I think just the concept of individuality itself. They took individuality away. Tumblr was like the last thing, the last big thing that everybody used.
The last like customizable thing, yeah.
Because now at most they give you a header, and you can't even change the colors of your hyperlinks on Twitter anymore. They won't even give you that. It feels dystopian to me.
It's very bland. It's very tasteless. Yeah.
Whether you're on mobile or you're on a desktop, which a lot of nerds still use, us included.
Yeah, we're always on desktop.
You can customize this. When's the last time that's happened? You can customize a page with like code.
The only thing we've been able to customize is just our websites.
Our websites,
which is
that's
boring.
It, you know?
So, yeah, I mean, this person who wrote in is like, do you think it's a good idea to add yet another social media platform to constantly check? I don't think MySpace was a thing you were meant to constantly check anyway, because it was before the time when everyone was online. Like, to the point where they had that iconic little online now icon.
Which is there.
Which is there.
It works. It blows my mind.
But you needed that icon because now the assumption is everyone's always online.
You're always on your phone.
If you tweet someone, they get the notification because it's in their phone in their pocket.
Exactly.
But they're always online. They're gonna see it within the hour, But the online now thing was necessary because you'd only be online for like 1 hour out of the day or so,
Right.
So I don't think MySpace was like designed to be constantly checking. B, I don't think there will be enough content on it to warrant checking.
You're gonna run out. I'm like,
Yeah.
a handful
you'll get
of
to the end
friends
of it.
can only post so much.
Yeah.
And then they post and you check it and you like it or you don't, and then you move past it and then you're done. You've hit the bottom of this feed that is not a feed.
Then you leave, and all there's left to do is just add some more CSS to your page. So that's the thing that I think will be fun about it more than anything, though, is just coding something for fun, just making something look cute.
Right.
That's the main appeal to it to us. Like it in the way that like we got our slugs and we were like, oh god, I'm so tempted. Like I just want to go in there and just put the small tag on.
I just want to make things smaller.
Just let me make it small and centered. Just let me. It's like, no, we can't do anything because if we start, we won't be able to stop.
We have
need to record the podcast.
We have to podcast. We have to do this thing right now. So we had to stop ourselves from doing that.
We had to restrain ourselves. But we will be playing with it soon this week.
If you remember MySpace at all in its early form, if you're nostalgic about it or just would like to experience it for the first time, I can't imagine this having any appeal for somebody who never lived with it.
No.
Because I think
it'd be boring for them.
It's a bit fucking boring. You run out of things to do immediately if you're not into coding, not into writing blog posts or bulletins, not into injecting little CSS or HTML into your site. What do you do on there? And it's archaic. Like the old structure was like you literally, to have a conversation with somebody in the comments at the bottom of somebody's page, you'd leave a comment and then they'd go to your page and leave a comment. Yeah. You're on two different web pages at that point having a conversation.
If you wanted to lurk someone else's conversation with someone else, then God, it was like such a sleuthing activity.
You had to go back and forth and hope that one of them wasn't private.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But
the messaging is just emails also.
The messaging really is just emails.
It's just emails.
Like it's just an email thread.
It's just RE forever. Yeah.
God, it rules.
It's clunky and bad, but it's good.
It rules. So if you would like to, there are probably going to be 3 people that do this. But if you would like to, I've not touched the profile yet at all, but I do have Hey Space, what is it? No, Space Hey. I almost feel like Hey Space is better. Yeah, because it's MySpace.
Yeah.
Space Hey. That's a bad. That's a bad thing. Spacehey.com.
Yeah.
/flatsound. Spacehey.com/Mitch, but don't feel like adding that one. I only just kind of want to jump on it on the very, very rare chance that the thing actually fucking blows up. I was like, this is my one shot to have an at first name,
Yeah. I mean, I am going to be using the one that's just Billy. So mine is just spacehey.com/Billy.
And mine, spacehey.com/flatsound or Mitch.
Yeah.
Probably just do the flatsound one. And let's see how long this site's up before it inevitably gets shut down.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. But aside from that, social media, bad because of everything that it is. And that's why I will no longer be posting on Twitter. Maybe I'll make like 1 or 2 more posts. And then after that point, I start with my mailing list. And I'm really excited for that. So flatsound.org/mailing-list. Or you can just go to flatsound.org/about. Or click the about thing, and then that will link you directly to the mailing list if you want to sign up for that. Please do it if you want updates about merchandise and about new blog posts and about cool stuff like that. Check it out. Sign up. I would really appreciate it.
I'm so excited to receive an email from you.
You want to get an email from the boy?
Yeah.
Sign up.
Thrilling.
Honestly, this is an exciting part in being our age exactly. To just be like starting mailing lists and holy shit, MySpace is back. I can't wait to get emails and holy fuck, MySpace is back.
Oh my god, I can add CSS to a profile.
I think it's super exciting and I think it's super cool.
Me too. I think it's cool because young people won't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was clicking around on, like some of the profiles, and I would see like, just little like Twinkie emo boys that are 22 years old and have just like checkered black and purple backgrounds, and and I'm just like, yeah, baby, like this was fucking me at 16. Like this is and they're still people and they still exist, and they're trying out this, because they're too young to have had fucked with MySpace in its first iteration, when it was first around, and yet they're seeing the same appeal and doing the same things on it that we did. So maybe it's a little bit promising that young people will actually see the appeal of this thing. But given how social media has evolved and the idea of clout and scrolling and going viral and all this stuff, it doesn't have that. So you might not want to fuck with it.
You might not. You can't have followers on MySpace. You only have a two-way friend.
It's friends, yeah. You send a friend request and that person has to accept that friend request.
Yeah.
And then, you have a top 8. Oh, baby, I can't wait.
Oh, I miss ranking my friends.
Yeah, I miss
pitting them against each
other.
other.
You've moved to spot 4.
We had a fight and now you're moving down 2 places.
I didn't like our interaction at the mall today, and now you're at number 7. You one more of these, you might be bumped off entirely, dude. Might have to reintroduce someone else. That caused a lot of problems.
That's a little toxic.
It was a bit toxic, and I loved every second of it, and I can't wait for it to come back.
I'm going to have just a top 1. It's going to be you.
Wowie zowie.
Wow.
Okay. I implemented code into mine like a long time ago where my top 8 was just my cat over and over again.
Really good.
Yeah.
And true. Wait, just one cat?
Well, actually, I think it was so long ago that it wasn't my cat as I know them now.
It was just someone.
It was a cat. It was Jordan's cat, Sweet Pea.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Top 8 in your heart still.
Yeah, I mean, Sweet Pea. Yeah. It's just said she's dead. That was 15 years ago. Yeah, she died forever ago. But top 8 in my heart.
Yes.
No, I hardly think about Jordan's old cat. And now I have cats and I love them. So 2 no's. This has been All the Space in Between. Thank you so much for listening.
Well, say what your name is.
Oh, my name is Mitch.
My name's Billy. I've got to come afterwards. Otherwise I get confused. If you liked listening to this episode, maybe you thought, perhaps I have a pickle that they could munch their little teeth into. Perhaps I have some brine that they would like to sip upon. You can send us any problems, questions, advice, queries you may have to our email address, which is allthespaceinbetween@gmail.com. And if you would like to check out more episodes or have a very convenient place to send people if they want to know what streaming platforms are on, if you want to do anything like that, we do have a website that you can check out, and that website is allthespaceinbetween.com.
But again, the easiest way is just to tell people to search All the Space in Between wherever podcasts are found. And again, spacehey.com/flatsound. I can't stress it enough.
That is the main plug.
That's the main plug here. Spacehey.com takes 2 seconds to sign up.
Make me Spacehey famous.
It takes 2 seconds to sign up. I jumped on it so quickly. I wasn't going to have one of you little rats take Flatsound like you usually do. It's so rare.
Like happened on Twitter. Yeah.
It happens everywhere. It happens everywhere other than on fucking Instagram. That's because I joined that pretty early, Yeah.
But
everywhere else, once it starts to pop off, one of you little cowards takes Flatsound immediately.
And why?
You just sit on it. You don't do anything with it.
You never even use it.
At least pretend to be me.
At least be a convincing catfish or RP account. Come on.
Is that it? Is that all the plugs? Did we do another episode?
I think we banged one out.
Cool. New episodes every Monday. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.